Hey guys, welcome back to graph aspects of this word question. So in this question here, this is our solution to our question A. So we want to plot a graph for this word question A we have here. In this question B now, the question says that use a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on x axis and 2 centimeters to represent 5 units on y axis. Draw the graph for y is equal to 3x squared minus 5s minus 7. For minus 3 less than equal to s less than equal to what? 4. So how we plot this graph for this particular question we have here? We have solved the graph, the table here as a question A. So let's go how you can plot the graph now. So we're welcome back. So if you're watching that video for the first time, maybe you missed how we arrived at this question A here, we get the value for our y. So you can check in the description below. You see the link that directs you to our previous video. So you can be able to grab how we arrive at this question A here. So let's go. Let's solve our question B. So if this first time watching our video, watch or visit our channel, do want to subscribe, like, also turn the button. Guess what? You have a new video like this. You'll be the first person to be notified. God bless you as a this show. Also, don't forget to share with your friend. Okay, let's go. We don't waste much of our time. Let's go. How you can plot the graph. Okay, here is my graph. Here's the graph. So the things you need to plot this graph, don't forget we need a math set. Okay, in the math set, this is my math set I'll be using. I collect over one of my students here. So we need a math set and we need a math set ruler to make this graph very neat. Okay, let's go. Don't waste more time. So in this place now, the question states that we have our table. The value of s is equal to this, and the question states that you use a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on what? On our x-axis. So if you look at this graph very well, in this place, this line here is vertical axis, and which is called our y-axis. While the line here is called what? Horizontal axis, which is also known as our x-axis. So if you look at our vertical axis now, our y-axis now, you can see that we have a square box. You have a square box, a big square box now. And if you measure this square box, it gives us as 2 centimeters. So I hope you can see it. Hope it is clear. If you measure it now, you have 2 centimeters. Okay, you can see here to this place is 2 centimeters. I hope you can see it. Okay, so in this place now we have 2 centimeters. If you count this big word square, you have in vertical in our y-axis. Let me use as y. In our y-axis here, you have it like what? As 12. As 12. So if you look at our horizontal axis here, you have like 10. If you count this axis, we have what? 12 or square box, and here we have 10 or square box in our x-axis now. And the question states that now we should use 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on our what? On our x-axis. So in this place now, we have our x-axis. So this is our x-axis. This is our x-axis. This place is our x-axis now. So if you look at this place, the maximum number we can have here in our x-axis there. Well, in this place, if you study this question we have here, our data we have here, our x-axis equals to 2 parts. It goes up negative and what? And positive parts. And our y-axis we have a negative and positive parts. So how will you get your negative and how will you get your positive part in your graph? It's very simple. Assuming that you divide your graph into 2 equal parts. So let's say this for our x-axis. Let me use pen. Let me bring my pencil outside. Sorry for that. Let me bring my pencil outside. So if you assume that you divide this graph into 2 equal parts, in this place we have 1 here to this place is 12. Assuming you can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here is to be, let's say this we use this one as our middle point. Let's say we use this one as our middle point here. So here now, here to this place. And here, let's say we use the here 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say this is our middle point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we have our middle point here. So let me clean this to avoid some mistake. Let me clean this one. I want you to understand how you plot this particular graph. Okay, let's say this is our middle point here. So if you draw your line that comes like this, right? You draw a line that goes like this now. So if you want to label it on, let me just sketch it. Let me just give a little sketch. I want to draw it, make it very neat. So okay, so let's draw it on. So this is our middle point, and let me draw this one also, our x-axis. So let me draw it. Let me just assume I draw it like this. Okay, so in this place now, I divide into two equal parts now. So in this place, I hope you can see it's very clear. Okay, I'll zoom it. Okay, so in this place now, to get your negative aspect of y, these are vertical axis, these are y axis. This always be our y axis. This will be a negative y. Here is our y-axis, is our s-axis. Why this way give us a negative what or negative s? Our up here is our positive what number. Our right side there of s is giving a positive what number of what of s. Why the down here you give us negative of y? Why the left here you give a negative of s? So that is how you can identify what negative number in y-axis, and that is how you can negative what number in y-axis. So that is how you can get your graph of negative and positive what aspect. So let's go straight to the point. Let's go to the last point. So let's say that we use a scale of what of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on s-axis and s-axis. Okay, I told you earlier that this big box is equal to what 2 centimeters. If you use your ruler to measure it, you can say that it is what is 2 centimeters. As you can see that here to this place is what is 2 centimeters. So it gives us as what as 2 centimeters. Okay, so let's go now. It said that here to this place is what to represent 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit. So it means that here to this place is what is what 1 unit. Okay, now and so now on the question said that on the s-axis you will get our s-axis because this is s-axis. So now let's go that and say and 2 centimeters to represent 5 units on y-axis. Okay, now our 2 centimeters on y-axis. So it means that here to this place what is 2 centimeters to represent of 5 units. Here is 5 what units. And if you look at the question very well, in this what in this our y here, you can see the maximum number here is 35. And the minimum number is what is 1, and the maximum number is what is 35. So if you say this place 2 centimeters here represent as what 5 units. So let's see this way 5 plus 5 we have 10 here. Yeah, 10 plus 5 we have 15. 15 plus 5 we have 60, we have 20 here. 20 plus 5 we have 25. 25 plus 5 we have 30, and we need 35. So it means that this space cannot contain it. Okay, what we just do here now, we just shift it let's shift it back. Let's see to get to 35. So let's just add let's clean our middle point here. Let's clean our middle point here. So let's say this is our what as our middle point here. Let's say this is our middle point here. So if let's assume that this is our middle point here for better understanding. So let's say this is our middle point here. So if we say this space is our middle point here, if we say this is 5, right? It's going to be 10. While it's going to be what 20. It's going to be 25. It's going to be 30. It's going to be what 35. Okay. So our 35 will stop at what at this place. Okay. Let's see if we use this one as a wall as your. If we use this place as a starting point as 0, 0, that's a middle point as 0, 0. Why this place is 5? So let's go to our negative aspect. Our maximum number in negative aspect of y is equal to what? 9. So let's see, maybe we can up to 9. So if we start here, this is gonna be one. This place will be negative what 5. This is gonna be what negative what 10. So it means that if you start from this way, you get the value of what of negative what y. This way you continue our negative y here. Why this way you continue our negative what our positive what y. So it means that let's use this as our middle point. Okay, we have get how you can I hope you understand how you can plot this graph in y-axis and negative aspect of what of y-axis. So let's go how you can plot for what. So let's go okay guys, let's go about our s-axis. So if you look at our s-axis here, the negative aspect, we can see the maximum number here is what minus what 3. Why the positive aspect is what is 4. So let's see now. If we use this place as a middle point that we use for this y, if we use this place as a middle point, so if we say this place and in our y-axis, in our s-axis, 1 centimeter to represent what 2 units. So if we say this place here to this place is our 1 unit, here this place is a 2 is a what is a second, third, we have fourth here. So means that this place is what it will be our fourth, right? So it's not that okay to plot a graph on this or last number line here. So you can decide to shift it to this place. So if you shift it to this place, so if you shift it to this place now, so you can start from this way. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get our 4 here now. So if we use this as a middle point of what of our s here, so let's see the negative aspect of it. Is this way to be what minus what. So this place is to be our minus 1. Why this place be our minus 2? Why this place our minus what 3? So the maximum number of y is equal to what of s y that is equal to what minus what 3. So it means that now you can use this place as our middle points of what of both y and what an s axis. So let's draw it now. Let's draw it. Okay. let's do our line here. Let's do our line intersect. Sorry, it's not that straight. So let me clean the one I've did before. I just did this one for better understanding to get your scale, how you can plot your graph. Okay. So we use this point. This is our middle point here. We use our middle point here. Okay. So let's roll it. Let's roll it up and down. See how it's very straight. So let's go it up again. Let's make it up again. So this is our middle point here. So let's get our s-axis now. Let's get our s-axis. So this is our middle point here. So let's use to make it very straight. Okay. So let's draw it. Oh, don't worry. This length of this video is getting longer. Okay, so we are getting what we need to plot for this graph. Okay, so let's follow the instruction on the question now. It said I use a scale of what of 2 cm to represent 1 unit on s-axis. So in this place now, we want to use a scale to represent 1 unit in our s-axis. So in this place, here to this place is 2 cm. So it means that this place was 1 unit here. So this is to be 2, to be 3, to be what 4. And here the maximum number here in the positive aspect is what is 4. So it means that we have 4 here. Okay, let's go. The negative aspect we have what minus what 3 as maximum here. We have minus what 1 to be minus 2 to be what minus what 3. Mean that this place is minus 3. Okay. So to get our y now y, so that's 2 centimeter to 2 centimeter to represent what 2 centimeter. Mean that 2 centimeter to 5 units on y axis. Okay, 2 centimeter to 5 units. Here the space give us is what is 5. We have our 10 plus 5 we have 15 plus 5 we have 20 plus 5 we have our 30 plus 5 we have a 30 what 5. You can make it as what as 40 if you like. So our negative aspect of y we have for maximum is what is minus what 9. So in this place we have what minus what 5 here. It's about minus what 10. We have a minus what 15. You don't need to alter this 15 because the maximum plotting in this negative aspect is what is minus what 9. Okay, since you have get things, notes this aspect I want to explain is very important. So since I'm getting what we have here as 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter represent 1 unit in your y axis now. It means that this our big boss is what is 2 centimeter. Okay, it's 2 centimeter now. Now big boss is 2 centimeter and it's used to represent on 1 unit in this what on this s-axis now. So what will be the value of what a small boss inside this big what boss? Okay, what will be the value of what or our small boss we can see here. So if you look at this one, this table very well, this square very well, if you count is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, we have 10 balls inside this one big square box. So to get the value of what to get the unit of this one box now is to be 10 divided by the 1, the unit we use here. That 10 divided by 1 we have 0.1. So it means that 1 unit here, 1 box here represents what is 0.1 unit. The second one represents what is 0.1 unit. Means that each box of what inside this our s-axis now is equal to what is 0.1 watt unit. So you can say that our small ball, let me say small b is equal to 0.1 unit on s-axis. On s-axis, small ball is equal to what 0.1 unit on s-axis. So in our y-axis now, to get the amount, to get the unit for what for small ball in our y-axis now, you have 10. You can see the same thing as this. We have 10. So you divide the 10 by the number of units you have here, which was 5. By 10 divided by 5, you get 0.5. So the small boss, now small boss is equal to 0.5. If we divide 10 by 5, it gives us 0.5. 0.5 units on small boss means 0.5 on y axis. Means that each board on y-axis is equal to what is there. Each small board on y-axis is equal to what is 0.5 units on this our y-axis now. Okay, let's go. This video gets longer. So let's go how you can plot this graph. So you have to understand, you have to take note of what of our unit of small bus. So here now, let's how you can plot it now. In this place, our first number we can see here is negative 3. When s is equal to negative 3, so what will be the value of what? Of our y? Our y is equal to what? 5. So here you can see our minus 3 here as a value of what? Of s. Because our minus 3 here as a value of s here. So you come here, now our y is equal to what? 35. And here we can see our 35. So means that the big line we have here is, sorry, let me, okay, I think you can see it now. Our s is equal to what? Minus 3 here, where our y is equal to what? 35. So here our s is equal to minus 3 here, and our y here is 35. So let's trace it here until they meet. We have, if you look at this way, if you trace it like this, okay, let me use my ruler from our minus 3 here. Let me show it's very straight. As you can see it there, we can see it now. Here to this place what is the intercept of this what? Our y is equal to what? 35 here. So this are in this one, this four corner here, you draw it in form of a star. You can do it in two forms. Either you use a box, a circle, a small circle, but I love to use a star. So you can start it like this, which means that our s is equal to what? Minus 3 here, while our y is equal to what? 35 here. So we have done with this what? The first one here. Why the second one is when s is equal to what? Minus what? 2. So when s is equal to minus 2, we have our minus 2 here. Our y is equal to what? 15. And you can see our 15 here in our y aspect. What it means that if we say our s is equal to minus 2 here, let's use our ruler here. Our y is equal to 2, equal to 15. So let's indicate this here. You can see this is where they meet. This is the point of intercept. So let's put a point here. Let's put our star there. Let's put our star here. Okay, you can see it now. How we see it? Okay. So let's go to the next one on when s is equal to what? Minus what? 1. What will be the value of what? Of s? S is equal to what? 1. When s is equal to minus 1, our value of y is equal to what? Is 1. I said that in this place now, and if you look at this way, we don't have 1 here, we only have 5 here. And y and 5 is greater than what? Is greater than 1. And I told you that small box here is equal to what? 0. What? Is 0.1. 0.5 rather on this y axis. That is what I wrote here. Small boss is equal to 0.5 on what? 0.5 units on y axis, which means that our small boss here is equal to what? 0.5. So here then to get 1, that means that we have two balls. 0.4 is 0.5 plus 0.5 here will give us as 1. So here means that our 1 is indicates what? In this place. So use the ruler to trace to what? When s is equal to what? Minus 1 here. You can see this is the point of what? Our intercept here. I hope we can see it. So this is our point of intercept here. So here you draw your star here. You draw your star here, as you can see now. Okay, have you seen it? Okay, guys. Good. Okay, let's go now. The next one, when s is equal to 0, the value of y is equal to what? Minus what? 7. So in this place now, if you look at in this aspect now, the minus 7 is not indicated there. And don't forget I said that on our negative aspect here of our y is equal to what? One small ball is equal to 0.5 units. So to get our 7 now, you get this, we got 7 is bigger than what? But the 5 is bigger than this 5. So it means that if you have this, so that is 5.4, 5.5, that is 6, 6.5, that is 7. Here we have what? We have our 7 at this place now. Means our middle point here is our 7, and our s is equal to 0 at this place now. So you place it here, where you get our 7 here. So you get our 7 here. So let's do it again. We have our 5. That is, our small boys will say 0.5. That is 0.5 plus 5, that is 5.5. Plus 0.5, that is 6, plus 0.5, that is 6.5, plus 0.5, that gives us 7. So that's why I arrive at this what? At this 7 I have here. Okay, now let's go down. When s is equal to what? 0. Okay, so when s is equal to 1, so our 1 here, we have our 1 here in our s axis here. So we have our 1 here. So when s is equal to 1, what will be the value of y? Our y is equal to what? Minus what? 9. You can see minus 9 here. So here our s is equal to y. So in this place we have what? Minus what? 9. So where can you see now minus 9 here? You know here we have 10. 10 is bigger than 9. So to get the value of what? Of our y, to get our y as equal to what? 9 here. Now so that small boss of y axis is equal to what? 0.5. So here now we have 5 here, right? If you say 5, if you have 1 to it, that's what? 5.5. That's 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9. So here we get our 9 here as this range. So here now our y is equal to 1 here. So it means that this place is equal to what? Is our minus what? 9. Can get our minus 9 at this what? Point of intercept here. That's what? Minus what? 9. Okay. So now we are done with what? When s is equal to what? 1. So when s is equal to what? 2 now. This is our 2. S is equal to 2 now. So our value of what? Of our y is equal to minus what? 5. Okay, let's plot it now. Where's my ruler? Okay, let me place there. Where you can get our y is equal to minus 5. So you can see our y here is minus what? 5. So in this place we have minus 5. The point of intercept is equal to this way. So very straightforward. You just put it here. Draw your star. So I draw it. I hope you get it. Okay. When s is equal to 3, our y is equal to what? 5. So when s is equal to what? 3, our y is equal to what? 5. So means that we have our 5 is goes like this, and this our y come like this. So the point of intercept is equal to what? This place. So let's do our star. So as you can see, okay, we have done with that one. So when s is equal to 4, what will be the value of y? Our y is equal to what? 21. Okay, let's plot our 21. S is equal to 4. Here we have our 4 as our s here. And here we don't see 21. Now y-axis here, we don't see 21 here. We only see 20. After it, we have our 30. So our s is equal to 4 here. So how we get our 21 in this place, in this our y-axis now? And I say that our y-axis now, you can see that our length we have here, our small ball is equal to 0.5. Keep that one in mind. So here now we have what? If we add 0.5 to this one, if you place this one will be 20.5 plus 0.5, that is what? 20 what? 1. Hey, sorry for not saying it. I said that, okay, this place is our point of 20 or 20, and we need what? Y is equal to 21. So you see that each bus of this place is equal to what? 0.5. So if we add 0.5 plus 20, that is 20.5 plus 0.5, that is 21. So it means that this point here we have here, this point you can see here is our 21. This place is equal to what? 21. So let's trace down until it touches our y, our s is equal to what? Our s is equal to 4 here. You can see it like this. So if you trace our small 21 until you get to this 4. So let's make sure it's very sweet. I hope you can see the way I used to do it. So here if you see it like this, so let's trace until I get our 4 is equal to our big line here. You can see. So this is a point of intercept now. So let's do our star. So which means that our s is equal to 4 and our y is equal to what? 21. So that is how you plot. What others again to plot? We have nothing less to plot again. So this is how you plot what? Your graph. I hope you can see it, and this is how you can plot your graph. So the next thing here to join what? To join our points what? Together. To join our points together. To do this, you need a what? A broom. Very short broom. Okay, let me get my broom now. Let's draw it. A curve. This is my broom. Okay, you can see it's very short. It's very short. Okay, you can see. So let me use display. Let me use what? Don't use hand to draw your curve. Don't use hand to draw your curve. You need to what? To use a broom to draw it, so you can make it what? Straight. So let's go. How you can draw it? This is my broom. Okay, consider where I place it now. Consider where I place it now. You know, this place is very little hard. Okay, let's go. So yeah, let's see. This is how I used to do it. You know, in this place, you can see the way I did it. We have our point here. This is our point here. We have this. Sometimes this one is someone needs to be very expert. You know, in this place, let's see our point. If we can take like 4. Okay, let's see. Oh, it doesn't take this one. First of all, let's draw this our. It's what we have here. Okay, we have this one. Okay, let me just draw it. You can see now. You take what? TV 1, 2, 3. You can see the curve. So let me just draw it now. See the way I draw it. I start from this place. So if I want to draw this one, it'll be very easy. So you see the way I draw the curve. Okay, so let me draw this line now. So let me just do it like this. So it's not easy, so you have to be very careful. So let me make this as our middle point. So made me. Okay. Okay, let me draw this one to this theory here. We have it. This one we shake. You need to be very careful while doing this thing. Sorry. Okay. Hey, it's not straight. Let me clean it. So it's not straight. Let me stand up because this thing needs to be very straight. So if you're wasting your time, I need it to be very straight. So you take the TV, so let's do it. So let's start at this place. You can see. So you can see. Okay, you can see. So let's draw the second part here. So this, it needs to be very careful while you draw this thing. So okay, don't use hand. I told you don't use hand to draw it. You can't sway it. You need to use broom. Okay, let's draw the second part here. So out my camera. Okay, let me do it like this. Can you see it now? Okay, let me draw it. So you can see. So let me make sure you take this TV. Can see this one. Can see. Oh, this one has moved. Sorry, since it takes some. Let's make this one join together to this. You can see. So let me carefully remove my hand from this base. You can see. So make this to this base. So you can see. So wow. So you can see it now. So this one gives us what, a curve. So you can see how it's very straight. You can see how the curve is very straight. Okay. So in this place now, that is how you draw your, that is how you plot for us your graph, and that is how you draw your line. Okay, let's declare there's something you have to declare here. Since I'll be declared in this what, in the question, so you need to declare it on your graph. Say that what, on x-axis, I mean, let's say it like this, sorry, put it that way. So let's say that you use a scale. You have to define your scale. Your scale that you use for 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit. Represent 1 unit on what? On x-axis, because it's giving us an x-axis, so you need to declare it. And 2 centimeters to represent 5 units. Let's say 5 units on y-axis. Okay, so that is how what you plot to what, your graph. That is how you plot your graph. So next video we will look at the calculation, the question C of this what, of this video. So because the length of this graph is almost what the length is too much, but I don't want it to be, or I don't think that it's up to like this. So but don't worry. So in the next video we will look how you can do the calculation on that what, graph, when you have a graph like this, and the calculation C we will solve in our next video. So thank you for watching. I hope you understand what, how you can plot this graph, and if you don't understand, you can let me know in the comment section. I will surely reply to you. And don't forget to subscribe, like, also turn the notification button in case what, we have a new video like this. Also share with your friend.